Right now on your fast track to the top of the hour, the city of Dilworth voting last night to approve a plan to rezone its downtown core.
The ordinance rezoning the area for mixed use, they say, allowing development that's already there to continue to be there while opening up the area to future economic growth. This area is along Highway 10 and a block north and south of the highway between 4th Street East and 5th Street Northwest.
The changes come as the city prepares for a Highway 10 reconstruction project from the state.
We know that Highway 10 is going to change. We know the state's coming through. We've had those conversations. This will allow the city of Dilworth the opportunity to present a unified plan with the road change and what can accompany the road change.
The city council also voting to approve a resolution to amend the city's comprehensive plan.
Also in Dilworth, the city in its final stages now of selecting a new police chief. As you can see, several people came out to meet the final 2 candidates yesterday afternoon at the Roasted Rail Coffee House.
Acting Chief Hunter Rawson has been with the department for 2 decades. He was sworn in last May when Ty Sharp resigned. Lieutenant Justin Carloni has been with the Milwaukee Police Department since 1999 as a criminal investigations detective.
It's not my next chapter in life, it is actually a continuation of my career. I've been here for 21 years, which is almost half my life. So I think I've owed it to the city to continue in this position and to become the chief of police.
I'm looking forward to trying to be a chief in a small town community. I have experience working in a bigger city, but I think I bring a lot of investigative experience, a lot of community policing experience to a small town like Dilworth.
Over the past year, Dilworth and Glendon have talked about combining departments.
But Dilworth says they're moving forward and selecting their own chief.
School resource officers are one step closer to heading back to classrooms in Minnesota.
The bill to do it has now passed the Senate and is headed to a conference committee. An amendment will allow officers to use force in order to prevent theft, damage, or destruction of property.
My understanding from my friends on the other side of the aisle was there was some sense of urgency to get this taken care of so that we could get SROs back in their schools. Be that as it may, Mr. President, this is a good bill.
Despite opposition from DFLers, the bill passed with support from 57 senators, including Westland. It's primary day across several states in the U.S.
And as the 2024 presidential race heats up, both former President Donald Trump and President Biden are convincing Americans they're up for the job.
Bree Jackson has more from Washington.
President Biden and former President Trump on track to face off in November. The president wasting no time taking aim at his political opponents.
Many of my Republican friends want to put Social Security and Medicare back on the chopping block again. If anyone tries to cut Social Security and Medicare or raise retirement age again, I will stop them.
Former President Trump fired back online, calling plans to cut Social Security a made-up story. Here's what the presumptive GOP presidential nominee said about entitlements earlier in the day.
Tremendous bad management of entitlements. There's tremendous amounts of things and numbers of things you can do.
The former president also weighing in on concerns about TikTok. Lawmakers are threatening to ban the social media company, citing national security concerns.
I mean, they get the information, they get plenty of information, and they deal with China, and they'll do whatever China wants.
During his campaign push this week, President Biden is drawing a contrast between himself and Trump, promising to protect programs like Medicare and Medicaid, while criticizing his rivals' handling of COVID-19.
My predecessor failed the most basic of any duty a president owes the American people, a duty to care. I believe that's unforgivable. I came to office determined to uphold the duty to care and get us through one of the toughest periods in our nation's history.
Both campaigns gearing up for a long general election fight. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Primaries are being held today across several states, including Georgia, Mississippi, Hawaii, and Washington. Overnight, the Prime Minister of Haiti announced his resignation after days of unrest in the small Caribbean country.
The hope is for a transitional government to now be in place. The situation there has grown increasingly dire after a massive prison break earlier this month. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken traveled to Jamaica yesterday to meet with Caribbean leaders about the unrest.
The Prime Minister had been struggling to stay in power and has been out of the country as the violence only worsens. Over the weekend, the U.S. removed a number of our personnel from the country directly as well. Time now for a look at our storm team forecast on a pretty nice Tuesday morning. I don't think we're warming up quite to what we had yesterday. We're still basking in that glow. We're sending things on over to meteorologist Lisa Green for a look at what to expect. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, you know, it was so beautiful yesterday with the temperatures reaching 70 degrees. The earliest 70-degree temperature we've seen ever in Fargo, on record at least. And here's a look at what we can expect as far as the rest of the week is concerned. It's been nice and quiet, but we're going to ramp up our chances for precipitation. You can see we're not looking at widespread precipitation necessarily, and this is specifically for Fargo. The chances are a little higher in the Northern Valley. I want to stress that too for the weekend. But you can see even tonight, there might be a little bit of precip. It'd be very light, but we could still see a passing sprinkle. And then as temperatures overnight cool down, maybe even a flurry or two, especially in the Northern Valley. And then heading into Thursday and Friday and Saturday as well, some chances for precip. And we could even see some snow coming up heading into Friday night and into Saturday. So getting a little more active toward the end of the week. Right now it's pretty quiet. We've just got a few areas of cloud cover moving through. I'm keeping an eye on that little bit of light precipitation detected on the radar in western North Dakota, but overall things are looking good for us right now. We've got a pretty sunrise starting up for us this morning. You can see there are some clouds passing through, but overall we are seeing some breaks in there as well, and we'll get some sunshine once that sun is up in just a little under an hour. It's 28 degrees in Fargo, 32 in Grand Forks. Most of us just at freezing or just below freezing here this morning, meaning there could be a little frost out there in some spots, but out at the bus stop, not bad at all. We're looking at temperatures this afternoon that are going to be back into the 50s to near 60. 3 p.m. 56. We'll likely see our high now as we have shifted our time. We're looking at highs more likely to be in the 4 and 5 o'clock hour. And so our high will be around 58 degrees. We could see 62 in Fargo. We'll get very close to it at least. And then you can see conditions start to cool down, especially as the weekend comes along. It's going to be a little windier, and we'll still have those chances for precip as well.
Yeah, we're still in March, huh?
That's right. And this is more typical of March, this second half of our 11-day planner. It's just, now we've reached 70. We've been talking about this morning. Right. Now that we've hit 70, it's hard to come back down from that.
Yeah.
It's a journey. Thank you, Lisa. And it's National Plant a Flower Day, and Fargo's not in full bloom yet, but one local business is eager to dig into this gardening season.
That's where we find the Valley Today's Tatum Miller live this morning at Shea West Garden Center, showing us how we can get a green thumb. Good morning, Tatum.
Good morning, guys. Last time I checked in with you, we were at the Shea West Boutique, and we moved right over maybe 50 or so steps to the Shea West Market. And I'm here with Jody Callis, who is a co-owner of Shea West Market here in Fargo. So Jody, for those who are just starting to get their fingers in the dirt, what kind of tools do we need?
Well, if you have kiddos, we have a really nice new display, bunch of different trowels and shovels. So I would say some of the primary seed starting and other planting gear, you want your best pair of gloves. We have a whole variety of different types of gloves. There's the rubber coated ones. Some of the longer gloves that go up towards your elbow when you're really digging into some of your plants, it protects your forearms here. So if you come talk to our staff, we just have a good variety of more cute items, I would say, something that's going to have more of a floral print, and also good hard North Dakota dirt gear. So if you're looking or have questions, we have a lot of different types of things we can point you towards. But these are some of the standard. This new little kiddo display is a lot of fun, so it just gets them a couple little tools to get started. I would just say come in and talk to staff, because we have a lot of different people, a lot of different levels, so we can gear the conversation direct to you.
Amazing. So we can involve the whole family this year. And if you don't want to get your hands dirty, I've heard air plants are pretty big. Can you kind of talk to me about what those are?
So it's a little bit off season for plants still because we're all just getting started, but you were curious about that. Our market building, we have some of our succulent plants, and our main boutique has our house plants, but we also have this cool thing called an air plant. So brought one of them over here. We have a bunch of different fertilizers and other things for treating these plants, but this is a live Xerographica. So these come mostly out of Florida, but they're kind of a fun shelf sitter. They do require a little bit of watering maintenance, so you have to mist them, give them a little light bath about once every week or so. I think the staff does it every couple weeks, to be honest, but they do require just a little bit of humidity to keep them looking nice. But other than that, these are real easy in case you can't get the seed started and you're looking for something inside just to help during the winter.
I love it. I think these are the coolest thing imaginable. Don't even have to worry about a pot. If you want to come out here to the market and check them out, we're at the corner of Cheyenne and 40th Avenue in West Fargo, right next to the West Fargo Water Tower. We'll check in with you one more time to talk about Shea West Winter Market. I will see you guys in a bit.
All right, thank you so much for the live check-ins this morning in Tatum. If you at home feel like soaking up a little extra sunshine or grabbing a cup of coffee at the watering can, Shea West is open every weekday from 9 to 7, Saturdays from 9 to 5, and Sundays noon to 5.
Again, like Tatum said, located next to the West Fargo Water Tower.
Well, the St. Patrick's Day Parade is back in downtown Fargo this weekend. Some things to know before you go, though. You might notice an increase in security this year. They say it's always been a priority.
But officials say it's much more personal this year after last summer's shooting in Fargo. Security measures will look similar to the Holiday Lights Parade that happened in December with extra first responders. The parade starts at 11 on Saturday. One more thing, if you need a sober ride, head on over to valleynewslive.com for a discounted Lyft code.
Thanks for